wanting to talk about how you balance your own personal development within the context of a team. So just wondering with you, do you find it challenging performing at your peak while trying to manage succeeding or competing with your teammates?
Yeah, like it's a hard thing to manage. I'm always, I obviously want the team to win, and I want the team to be at its maximal performance. So, and at the same time, I want my performance to be at the top as well. So, I guess it's sort of not making sure that you're not bigger than the team, and you just want to perform and not worrying about sort of how the team performs. I don't think like it should work like that, and I don't think that's how I am. I think I make sure that the team's performance comes first, and then my performance comes second. But at the same time, I'm always making sure that my performance is at the highest standard, and then I know that like if my performance is at a high standard, then hopefully the teams will be. So I guess that's what is so special about being in a team. Every individual needs to be performing at their highest, so then the team is as well. So I guess it's balancing that every week and making sure that everyone's at their peak, so the team is.
So you see your own personal performance and development as like a key factor in contributing to the team overall? Yeah,
for sure. I think it's pretty obvious, like if I'm not performing at my peak, I'm not really offering much to the team. So
you mentioned before that your need for personal development and to succeed plays a key factor in helping the team succeed.
Yeah.
I could also imagine your need for personal development would make it quite a competitive environment as well. So how do you overcome someone taking your position or moving into someone else's position?
Yeah, that's like really tricky as well, because like obviously everyone wants to perform at their best, and I think it's a really good way to be in a team because it's always competitive for spots, and if you don't have that like competition for spots, well then I don't think the team's going to go as well. Whoever's like running out there every week in the 17 is going to make sure that they're doing the best they can, and they're trying to get a win on the weekend, because they know that like if they're not performing at 100%, well then someone else will. So it's really it's like it is a cutthroat sport, and I know that every time I'm out there at training, I'm learning off them boys that like are in my spot, and I'm also trying to get their spot at the same time. So I'm always, makes a competitive training environment, and it makes the team succeed more, I guess, because everyone knows that no one's safe in their spot, and everyone's fighting for their spot, which is going to lift the team up.
Awesome. So you think striving for your own personal development does cause competition amongst your teammates, but it contributes more to the success of the team?
Yeah, for sure. And it's important, and it's a hard thing to do, to balance that, because if you're a young bloke coming through, you don't want to come through and think like you're performing better than him and come off you don't want to just come in thinking that you own that spot, because you don't. You gotta, like me, I'd take everything I can from the older players that have been there for a while, but at the same time they know that I'm trying to take their spot at the same time. So it's sort of learning as much as you can, but also putting your best foot forward to get their spot, and they know that as well. So that makes them perform to the 100%, which is for the betterment of the team again. So
so you're sort of balancing learning from them, having a respect for them, but then also really aiming for your best to be better than them as well.
For sure. And that's what it's a really hard position to play. If you're not a senior bloke, you need to prove that you belong there as well.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to come off arrogant or anything like that. You need to prove to them that you're good enough to be there, and then they're going to respect you more for that. And then they know as well that they need to perform at 100% because you're coming up, and so
they've got to fight to keep their positions as well.
Exactly. And that's what is going to make the team so successful. Like I said, like everyone fighting for spots. I think it's it's the best way for that competitive edge in the team. And yeah.
Cool. Thanks. Cool. So the Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance, came out on Netflix. Have you watched it?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good documentary.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. So in particular, it raised the issue of managing different personalities within the team. So between Jordan, Redman, and Pippen.
Yeah.
How do you feel elite athletes are able to manage the different personalities of a team, and particularly in a sport as diverse as the NRL?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big thing. Because I know, like, for my teammates, like, everyone's different. Obviously, everyone has different personalities, and I think it's, you obviously get along with some people better than others in the team, but you just sort of got to find that mutual respect within the team, and you might not like what someone does, or but you sort of just you forgive pretty easily within a team environment, and then you just got to get on with the role that you're doing within the team. So it's everyone has their different personalities, and you just got to stick to what you believe in and stick to what and then I think that's what's gonna help the team the most. Whatever prep or whatever someone else does, it might not be the best for you, but you've also at the same time you've got to respect that that's what they do, and if it's going to help the team, well then that's fine with what they want to do. Like you've seen it in the documentary as well, like all their players had different things that they needed to do, and everyone had different things like preparations, and like Rodman was a bit of a madman in the series, but that was him, and Michael Jordan obviously respect that. And I think you see in the documentary once MJ realised that everyone's sort of different, and everyone can offer something in the team, and then he started to share the ball around a lot more in the team, and that's what Phil Jackson, I guess, taught him as well. You've seen that the team was starting to get better and go even better, so it's not just like a one-man team, sort of, I guess MJ, obviously one of the best in the team, but once he realised the players he had around him and that everyone was different and he could use his players differently, the team started winning much easier. So
cool.
That's sort of the same thing around football, I guess. Everyone offers something different, and
so it's really important to have an understanding of your teammates' needs, so that they can perform at their best while you're still got your own thing you use to perform at your own best. Yeah,
and that's the thing, especially with away games as well. You go to hotels, other people have different preparations. They might go to sleep late or wake up really early, but it's just important to stick to what you do and stick to what is going to make you perform the best. And then
cool. Thinking about, I guess, getting injured or recovering from injury, how does your competitive versus achievement or personal achievement mindset affect coming back into it, or your thoughts when you are injured?
I think it's really hard, obviously, for everyone when they get injured, when they're not playing, but there's a lot of thoughts that sort of pop into your head. I know, if I'm in a good position in the team, I'm sort of getting picked every week, and then I might cop an injury and might not be able to play the next week, and someone else comes into my spot. It's pretty normal to think am I going to get that spot back? You know what I mean? You're starting to worry about, it sounds sort of selfish, but it does run through your head, especially, someone else in your spot, you want to be out there doing it yourself. So I sort of just guess staying positive, and then making sure that you get back on the park as quick as you can, and that's sort of going to help you, not coming back in here and dropping your performance. I guess you got to lift your performance to the next level, and then prove it again that that's sort of your spot, and then that belonged to you before get injured, because everyone's going to get injured at some stage, but it's how you deal with that and making sure that you get back as quick as you can, and when you are back, making sure that you prove to everyone that it was your spot.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And how about on the flip side? So say someone was injured and you were able to get a run in a certain position. Yeah. How do you manage that?
Yeah, if you weren't in that position before and someone else was been injured and you're coming up to, you know, have an opportunity, it's at the same time you want to take that opportunity as much as you can, and you want to do as much as you can with it and prove that, you know, you might offer something different to that person that left. So on the other flip side, it is, you know, what it is, and that's what makes it so competitive. But yeah, you want to make sure that you come in and do the best job you can and take the opportunity. Yeah.
And I guess then you as well being in that position, like you mentioned before, might add a competitive mindset to the person who is injured to get back from rehab and work hard.
Yeah, exactly. And that, you know, that's what playing in the team's all about, making sure that, you know, you do everything you can each week to stay on the park, and, you know, making sure that, you know, if you have any niggles or anything like that, making sure that, you know, you're at 100% and you're giving yourself every chance not to get injured as well, because, you know, that could happen if you do get injured. So, yeah.
Thanks for chatting with us today. And I guess what I've learned from you today is that the way you balance your own need for personal development within the needs of the team is that you believe striving for your best plays a really important role and is a key contributor to the success of the team.
Yeah.
And that competitive versus achievement mindset really work hand in hand for the team's success.
Yeah. And exactly. And it's not just about making sure that, you know, it is, as much as it is, it's not just about making sure that your performance is 100%. You want to make sure, you know, you're helping out your players, you know, in video sessions, and that if someone really doesn't know anything that you might know, it's tipping them up and making sure that they know what it is, and making sure that if they can work on something that you notice, you let them know. And I think a lot of people in the team do that, which is really good, you know, because I know that if there's something that sort of a thorn in my game, and some you know, tips me up on that, I can perform better and work on that as well. So if everyone's helping each other and everyone's, you know, willing to get better and at 100%, well, then the team will too. So it's really important. Yeah.
So it's a lot of trust amongst your teammates to that you're all looking out for one another and making sure that you're all doing your best. Yeah,
and you see, like, within the team as well, them guys who are playing like 80 minutes each week and performing at their absolute best, they're the guys who are helping out the other people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, you notice they're the ones who are out there to help you the most. And then I think, you know, if you're helping someone as well, you make sure that you know it as well. So, yeah,
cool.
It's good.
Awesome. Well, thanks for chatting with us today. Got a lot out of this conversation. It's been great.
No, it's been good. Thank you.